Hey guys. So, I got a little excited in the last video. I had to get my little boy situated because we're really working hard on not coming on camera because I know I talk about sensitive subject matter. So, like I was saying, my name's Nicole. Welcome to Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction, and I share my life with you. What that means is I share crazy story times from back when I was in active addiction. And I hope you guys will enjoy them. Hey, Courtney. So, okay. Where did we leave off? Okay, so Neil left the treatment center. Okay. He jumped ship. You guys. And his parents were so upset. They thought it was because of me. Sorry, I have medicine in my mouth. I'm trying to spit it out and not be like nasty on camera. Okay. They thought it was because of me. So, that was that story. I wanted to tell you guys that story. Now, Nicole and Neil. Okay? So, me and Neil met in 2012, you guys. And when we met, it was a tumultuous relationship. We fell in love right away, but we was crazy. And we were in active addiction. So, we did everything and anything together, right? Let me get you guys set the scene. Okay, so it was February 14th, all right? February 14th, Valentine's Day. February 14th, 2013. Me and Neil wanted to go rent a hotel room. Is it buffering, you guys? Let me know. How's the connection? Okay, good deal. How's the connection, everybody? Let me know if it's good. I have a low battery, but I'm trying to make it. Okay. February 14th, 2013. Neil and I had our mind set that we were going to get a hotel room and party all night. We had just hit a lick and had come up on some Roxy's. We had Neil's methadone and some Xanax bars. And that's what we did all the time. We didn't smoke weed. We didn't drink alcohol. We shot Roxy's and methamphetamine and ate Xanax bars. So we were like, we got to get a hotel room so that way we can sit still. We're not driving around. And it's February 14th. We want to love each other. So we were cheap as hell. And we were on this really bad, shitty part of town. And I was like, well, let's go over here to the Ritz. Let me tell you guys what kind of hotel the Ritz is. The Ritz is like a hotel that you could probably pay by the hour to rent the room so you could turn a trick and then leave. I don't know why we were over there in Southwest Little Rock, but we were over there probably smoking crack or something. I can't really remember, but we was doing something crazy. So we were like, let's just go get a hotel at the Ritz. So we walked in and we were like, hey, yeah, we'd like to get a room. Okay, white boy and me. Neil is so white, you guys. He dresses like a white boy. I'm talking preppy as hell, spiky red hair, nice truck. At that time, we were driving a silver Xterra, okay? And I'm standing beside him. I probably look like a $2 whore. I probably have on like some crop top with a pair of short shorts and my hair up in a ponytail on top of my head. But I was just looking like a little hoochie mama. I just know it. And the guy was like, no, we're not going to rent you a room. Some of you guys have heard this story before. And so we started arguing with him. We were like, what do you mean you're not going to rent us a room? Like, we have the money. We're not trying to like get over on you, you know? He was like, no, I'm not going to rent you a room. And that's when he brandished a weapon. Like, he showed us his gun. He put his gun on the counter and he was like, I'm not going to rent you a room. And if you don't leave. And we were like, and I was pissed. I was high on Xanax. And when I get high on any kind of benzo, shit's fixing to go down because I'm fixing to go crazy. Okay? So I got pissed, and Neil has a concealed handgun license. So he had just got this really nice brand new gun. It was a Glock. He always carried it with us. Everywhere we went, we had that thing, right? We never used it. We never showed anybody it. We just had it for protection because we were, getting drugs and stuff all the time. So I went back inside Neil's truck and grabbed that gun and ran inside that fucking hotel room, you guys. Hotel lobby, and started waving it all around. You think you're gonna send it? Just crazy, right? Well, this guy started yelling that he was gonna call the police. So I ran out of the lobby, and Neil was in the driver's side of the car already. He knew that he just needed to let me be, that I was going to do something crazy, and that he just needed to not even worry about it, right? So he picked me up right at the front, and I took my shirt off. I remember I had on like a little crop top and then a shirt over it, like a little button front shirt. I took my shirt off and I ran behind the truck and I tied my shirt around the license plate so that way he couldn't get our license plate number, And we got in the truck and we went, skirt, right? I know, Annie, you're going to make a thumbnail for this, and then I'm going to put the thumbnail after we upload it. It's just during a live stream because it's easier. So we said, skirt, and we were like, out of there, you guys. When I tell you that me and Neil were laughing so hard, I was laughing and we were high as hell. And he was laughing, and I was like, we're 97 Bonnie and Clyde, motherfuckers. The only time I've ever shot a gun, you guys, I'm a perfect shot, was with Neil. Neil used to take me out to the shooting range and do these target things. And I shoot, first time I ever shot a gun, pat, right in the middle. First time, pat, pat, right in the middle. I'm a good shot. I'm a really good shot. You can ask Neil. So we drove to North Little Rock. And in North Little Rock is the airport, right? So right by the airport, there's this beautiful, like a nice one. And so I was like, well, let's try to get a room there, okay? We went in, we got a room. It was beautiful. It had a hot tub. They had waffles for us and sausages and all these kind of things in the morning for breakfast. Me and Neil, we were living it up. We thought, why did we even try to go to the Ritz? But that's the kind of stupid shit I did in my active addiction. I would never do that now. I was ignorant, you guys, and I don't recommend anybody ever do that, right? It's just ignorant. But me and Neil were crazy, and whenever we got together, we were crazy together because I knew I had him, right, to back me up. One more story time I'm going to tell you real fast about that gun that I just talked to you guys about, right? So one day, probably like 6 months later, me and Neil, we went to go cop some Xanax bars from this guy named Gerald, okay? Gerald lived in North Little Rock, and we had been dealing with him we had been buying pills from him forever. I had known him way longer than Neil knew him. So we went to go meet Gerald. Well, Gerald got in the back seat of the Xterra while we were doing our purchase, right? I don't know why Neil did this, but for some reason he had stuck that Glock. It was in a black box in the back pocket of my passenger seat behind me. So when the guy got behind me to do the exchange, there was that gun box right there. And so he just grabbed the whole box, stuck it in his jacket, and got out. We drove off, and then Neil goes, wait a second, where's my gun? And I was like, what? And he was like, where is my gun? And I was like, I don't know. He goes, that motherfucker got my gun, right? And so we turned around and drove all the way back to his house, and we were knocking on the door, kicking the door in, and he had these big weights, these big, huge, like 15-pound weights outside of his door. And I remember just picking up that weight and just throwing it through the window. Okay, crash! And then we unlocked the door. Nobody was in there. Nobody was in there. Of course, you know what he was doing. He was off somewhere selling that gun to somebody. And we never saw that gun again. We reported it stolen, and we still get in the mail to this day about that gun, asking us if it's still stolen or not. And we have to fill out this thing saying it is, just in case somebody gets it with a serial number on it and uses it in a murder or something, you know. But yeah, crazy times, crazy times. Anyway, I gotta charge my. Love y'all.